Okay, so we said we were going to film the storm anywhere we get caught in the storm, and we're getting caught in the storm in Rome right now. There has been some thunder behind those ruins. So we'll give you 10-15 minutes and see if we get any. Black clouds came over, so we're expecting, and rain started coming down, so we're expecting some storm. I can hear the thunder. There we go, a storm over the Roman ruins. So we chased the storm to Rome. Seems to be blackest up that way, doesn't it? Alright, we'll walk up and film a bit of the ruins, and then if we get any thunder we can catch that for you. So these are all archaeological Roman ruin sites. So imagine what it would have looked like back in the day, when everything was white and gold, and there was like flaming torches everywhere and incense burning, and you can just imagine it. Well, we told you we were going to do some abandoned, so here's your abandoned. Here's the abandoned we promised you. It's still black over there, so if we're going to get any more thunder, it's probably going to be like back there. But we'll walk up anyway and we'll film a bit of the ruins. You can hear it. You can hear it. Thunder over the Roman ruins. Okay, so we've got thunder over the Roman ruins, guys.
Yeah?
Should we carry on up a bit? Get any more, we catch it.
That's nice, that's a good,
Okay, so we're going to carry on up. Just film about 10-15 minutes for you guys, and then see if you can enjoy the weather with us. Just turned from very hot to very thundery all of a sudden. And we said we were going to include some weather in our little projects and stuff. Alright, so let's just walk up to the end of this. Some statues and things. Statues of emperors and things like that. So, but they're doing a lot of building around here right now, so we can't actually get up to some of these statues. There goes the thunder again. There's some of the ruins down there as well, guys. almost a whole town. Houses, shops, you know, everything here. This is what would have been the original Rome. All the shapes of the houses. You know, the temples at the back, the Houses of Parliament buildings, which would have been the emperors and, you know, the forum and people like that back then. Houses. More thunder. A little more thunder there. Yeah, so that looked like it might have been sort of a public place, or like a temple, because it's got some columns, some colonnades and some columns lying down on the floor broken, so I think maybe that was like some sort of a central hall. Perhaps where the Senate and that met up, you know, to make decisions about things. A bit like us today, really, you know, you just meet up and have meetings to discuss this and that and find out what the majority want and try and put that in place for them. It's the same. They had a very good system, the Romans. They had healthcare insurance. They had, you know, they had their own doctors and physicians. They looked after their people really well. Thunder. I haven't had any lightning, just getting the thunder. But it's really atmospheric being at these like ancient Roman ruins and hearing this thunder. So this is abandoned Rome, guys. We told you we was going to do abandoned. This is the abandoned Rome.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Didn't have to pull a door off for this one. We struggled to find a way in. Did we, Andy?
Yeah.
Did we struggle to find a way in for this abandoned, explore?
You just go over the fence and you're there.
But we're doing our best for you guys. So let's go a little further up and then see if we get any more thunder, because the clouds are still black back there. And there's the remains of an old temple. Let's just zoom in on that for you. See that? The yellow building in the background, then there's like the remains of a white temple. Would have been white and gold in the day, probably. No, pretty amazing ruins, guys. This city has to offer. For those people who've probably already been will know that. This is my second time here. I'm going more in depth with it this time. I didn't have much of an interest in history the first time I came, to be fair. I wasn't that bothered about it then. There's your favourite YouTube star, Andy, examining the Roman ruins. Everybody's favourite, Andy. Everybody loves you. Everybody loves you. Alright. I can show you a little bit more on this side now. So back there is a huge white building. Some kind of palace. And then there's all those domed roof buildings of churches. One of them, that one there actually, I'll just zoom right in on it now and you know which one I'm talking about. That one. That's where St. Mark the Apostle is buried in there. His basilica, his grave is in there. So St. Mark, one of the 12 apostles, is buried in that domed church. So it's quite, you know, unusual really to come here, and a couple of the apostles were actually buried here. St. Peter and St. Mark. Other saints are buried here, but these were two of the apostles that were buried here, which is like a pretty big thing really. You know, very famous people, whether you believe in the Christian religion or you don't, they're still very famous. Famous in their day. More thunder. You always know, because people, it thunders then everyone scatters. Instead of standing here enjoying it, they all scatter, don't they, Andy? Don't they scatter when you get a bit of thunder? I think the thunder just adds the atmosphere to, you know, wherever you are really. Enjoy it. Get out and enjoy it. There's no lightning striking, so we're okay. We're good. People run away in fear of thunder. I think back in the old days they thought it was God having a tantrum and stamping his feet because he weren't happy. But really, you know, it's a lovely thing, the thunder. I love it, and every time we get the chance, wherever we are now, we're going to just stop and film a little bit of it and put it on. Because, you know, we have had some comments off people saying that they do enjoy the thunderstorms. Not everyone wants to watch paranormal, and not everyone's interested in abandoned, apart from this kind of abandoned, which is 2,000, 3,000 years old. But some people do like to just see the weather and beaches and things like that, so we're just trying to include a little bit of variety so that everyone can, you know, have something interesting to see. You know, even if it's architecture like this, ancient buildings. This must have been like a real sort of city centre place back in its day, because there's literally just building after building after building, and I think back in the day, you can imagine there'd be animals and chickens and geese and people, and there would have been like all kinds of herbs and spices coming from Africa. You know, it was a big trading, it was on the trading route round. It would have been a real hive of like multicultural activity. Pretty much is today really, but now they're all tourists, whereas back in those days they would have been all tradespeople. There's a little bit more of a derelict temple at the back end there. We're going to pass these buildings in a little while, so we'll film, providing the battery lasts. Anyway, we'll film. We've been out all day, so we might run out of battery pretty soon, guys, but we'll do our best to do as much as we can. And we actually can't find our metro stop. We haven't a clue where we are. We don't know how to get back or anything. We've no clue. Could be out for the night. Look at all them columns that have fell down over there. Have we, Andy? We're a bit lost right now, aren't we?
Well,
We have a vague idea. A very vague idea.
Hey.
We hope for the best and we'll end up somewhere. But battery will run out, that's my only concern. We won't be able to film it, and I ain't doing it on the phone. It takes hours to load it up. It's a nightmare if you do it on the phone. It takes like forever. Forever and ever and ever. You're like 4 hours loading 10 minutes of footage off the phone. That's why we don't use the phone anymore. I'm probably going to get kicked off this grass now because I don't think I'm supposed to be on it. Anyway. More buildings. More like maybe there are shops or something. All that drilling because they're extending the metro line or something at the minute. The storm seems to have moved on. Now we've got a man-made noise, a very irritating kind. Blended it with some subtle music. Alright, just gonna go to the end and then film that door, whatever it is. And then we've done 15 minutes, but it's picked up now, the weather. The storm seems to have gone that way now, it's moved on. So we're just left with hot sun.
Was that this morning? You good?
It'd be nice to film some of those flowers on that side. I'm just gonna wait till this crowd of people move. Look at the flowers, guys. Wasn't for that horrendous drilling, that would be really beautiful to stand and look at those flowers right there. But the horrendous drilling it's like having a tooth out without any gas or anything, you know, without any painkillers. Drilling is nightmares. Nightmares, man. Let's film this little bit over here. Get to the fence. So that would have been like maybe the Roman Forum, where all the heads of all the different regions of Rome met up, the Senate. Looks like, pretty much, I think. You look at the movie The Gladiator, it will give you a good clue for what these buildings were used for. Still got some mosaic on the floor, like the pattern of what the floor was like of tile and that. It would have been absolutely beautiful buildings back in the day, these. Really, really phenomenal. Some of the paintwork is still intact. It's like you could tell what the tiles would have been like.
There are still some of the original marbles on the floor. Wow. All these areas, you see every niche had a statue. On the right, there were the heroes of Rome.
Just move along, get tangled up with these tour guides. Alright, you ready? Let's go this way. Right, I'm going to take you up to the final bit of this little bit of a ruin now, and then we'll stop it there. And we're going to be on a paranormal later on. Raphael's tomb. Raphael was one of the, you already know, he was one of the 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but he was also one of the biggest painters and sculptors in Rome. So we're going to his burial ground tonight, and going to do the paranormal right there. And we've got some other ancient stuff to show you as well tonight. An ancient chariot racing track. But right now I'm going to finish with this, looks like a door or something. I think you need to see this. That's the door. And that's the detail above the door. Oh, it looks like a main door, doesn't it, Andy? So, I think, look at all them columns there. Look at all this here. All this masonry that's fell down. You can see how beautiful it would have been. And don't forget, they would have had the public baths here as well. The Roman bathing and all that. Okay, so we've managed to film you a little bit of some ruins and a thunderstorm. And we're going to say goodbye for you for the time being. And we're going to meet up with you guys on the paranormal shoot at Raphael's tomb tonight at the Pantheon. And then we're going to head on after that to what used to be chariot racing rink. Okay, Andy? So for now, we'll leave you in Rome and we'll see you on the dark side.